So a few days ago, Triumph announced the new Tiger 900. I thought, as the owner of a 2021 900 GTPRO, I thought it'd be good to give my little input. And would I consider upgrading to the new model? So let's go over the new 900 first. I think it's evolution more than revolution, which obviously it's a mid-term update, really, isn't it? So although there are some quite significant upgrades, the looks have evolved slightly, but it's still got that unmistakable Tiger 900 look, which is good. So it shouldn't devalue the old model too much, I don't think, because really at a glance they both look very similar. I mean, from the pictures anyway. So there's just a few minimal differences. The seat on the new model looks a bit more plusher, so if there's such a word, looks plusher. Yeah, so hopefully that'll be a bit more comfortable. The extra horsepower is welcome, I'd say. So I think they're saying about 13% more power or something. Let's go through the specifications. Yeah, so 106.5 brake horsepower at 9,500 RPMs. A little bit more torque as well, so it's got 90 Newton meters. So hopefully it should be a little bit more pokey as well at the top end, I'd say. There's also one of the additions I think is pretty good is the linked brakes. It's only linked front to rear, so when you use a front brake, it adds a bit of rear brake. I've had that in the past on a few bikes, and yeah, quite like that feature. So that would suit me. I know some people are not keen on linked brakes, but yeah, I don't have a problem with it. In terms of models, they've reduced the range now, so there's just 3 models by the looks of it. So you've got the Tiger 900 GT, the GT Pro, and the Rally Pro, starting at 12,395 for the GT. I do understand that the Bluetooth connectivity is standard across the range now, which is a good thing, I suppose, but I don't really use it on my bike because it's basically just rubbish, really. It's one of the worst features about the bike. It's just crap. I'll put it bluntly. Yeah, it's not that good. You can use it as a basic sat nav if you want, but yeah, I'm not totally enamoured with it. And from what owners sound like, everybody has the same view. Yeah, so I think the new TFT screen is lifted from the 1200, which is good. It looks a bit nicer, but I don't really have a problem with my model with the TFT on that. I know a lot of people slate it, but I've just got used to it. I quite like it. It's a peak power increase of 13%, which should be really nice when you're going around the twisters. Yeah, so enhanced ergonomics with a damped handlebar mounting system. Reduce rider fatigue. Now, one of the biggest criticisms of my generation Tiger 900 are the vibes. Personally, they don't bother me so much. I like a bike to feel alive, and you know, if that means having a few vibes, then it gives you a bit of character. You do start to feel it on longer runs, but it's not the worst bike I've had for it, so I don't mind it. But yeah, I suppose, you know, this is going to improve the comfort, so yeah, I suppose it can only be a good thing. But yeah, the vibes have never been too much of a problem for me. I've put grip puppies on my handlebars as well, so that helps. So sadly, Triumph have still seen fit to carry on with the Metzeler Tourance tyres, Tourance Next, and they're probably one of the most complained about aspects of the bike from owners online. I don't know why they persist with those tyres. I hated them. I had them on my 800 and I couldn't wait to junk them. And same on the 900, when I first had that bike, later on now I just wore them out to about, well, I did about 4,000 miles on them, and they still had a bit of life left in them, but they're just tramline like hell. They don't inspire confidence in the wet. Yeah, just couldn't wait to ditch them. But yeah, so they still insist on carrying on with them. So if you're gonna buy one of these bikes, I would say budget for a new pair of tyres, because they're horrendous. But then again, some owners swear by them and like them, so what do I know? Everything still stays the same, like with a tank capacity 20 litres. I think the seat height is the same. Weight is 222 kilos. Apparently fuel consumption has been improved as well, which is quite surprising. I get about 55 miles to the gallon out of my Tiger. I mean, and that's with a mixture of bimbling and ragging the hell out of it, so quite pleased with that. So Triumph now claims 60 miles to the gallon, so I'd be surprised if that works out true in practice, but we'll see. One big disappointment, huge disappointment, is they still insist on these 6,000 miles service intervals. Now again, that's one of the most complained about things about the old model. The servicing is expensive, so if you're a high mileage rider, then you're better off looking at something with higher service intervals. So I do about 6,000-7,000 miles a year, so it's not too bad. But if I was doing 12,000 miles a year, that would soon start to cost an absolute fortune, because your 12,000 miles is the valve check, so I presume that's not changed, and you're looking anything upwards of 500 quid, depending where you are in the country. Some people have been quoted 800. So yeah, if you're a high mileage rider, this just isn't a bike for you. You're probably better off looking at the 660 Tiger or the 1200 Tiger if you don't mind the extra weight. In terms of accessories on these, you got the new Akrapovic exhaust, which looks quite fruity. I don't think they make any power increase claims, but it looks fantastic, and apparently saves a kilo of weight. So I've got the Arrow exhaust on mine, and I'll be perfectly honest, if I was buying a bike again, I would not specify it, because it's barely any louder than stock, and I don't think there's much in the way of power increase either. You probably got a little bit of weight saving, but for the 500 quid it cost me, yeah, I just didn't think it was worth it. So yeah, remains to be seen what the Akrapovic is like. So just got me go through my notes now. So yeah, I mean, it's evolution rather than revolution. I'd say I'm a little bit disappointed. There's no radar cruise control like you can get on the Tracer 9, and there's no blind spot warning, which you can get on the Tiger 1200. I mean, adding a radar onto the Tiger 900 would have made it a proper continental blaster. No keyless ignition option either. I find a bit disappointing. I know, again, some people don't like that, but I'm all for keyless. I mean, you can then stick your tank bag on the tank, not have to worry about squeezing your keys past it, and I just find keyless ignition just easy to live with. One of my biggest issues with my Tiger 900, which I hope that Triumph have improved, is the finish. I've not had any issues reliability wise, but in terms of finish, I had some corrosion on the bottom of the forks that was replaced under warranty. The paint was peeling off the fork bottoms basically. That was replaced under warranty, no quibble. And I had some paint bubbling on the subframe, and there have been a few reports of subframes cracking, so I don't know if that was the start of maybe that problem happening. but yeah, so let's hope that Triumph have improved the quality, because that's one of my biggest bugbears with this model. Everything has been sorted out under warranty. I've had no issues, but my Tiger 800, I did 35,000 all year round miles on that, and when I sold it, it was still looking pretty good. I mean, it's only just starting to look a bit weathered. So yes, the newer model was a little bit disappointing in that respect. And that's basically my little pep talk on the new Tiger 900. Really, I think it's nice evolution. I think it's going to sell pretty well, as the original one has. It's a great bike. Just a few little niggles that I wish they'd sort out, like the service intervals and lack of radar cruise control. But apart from that, it's all looking good. Would I upgrade to the new model? Personally, no, there's not enough there to make me warrant thinking, yeah, I mean, I want that newer model, I must get rid of my old one. It's not the case. There's not enough there to make me think, yeah, I'd like to trade up. I'd like to trade up. Specifically, the 6,000 mile service interval is what would hold me back from buying a new Tiger 900, really. You know, that really needs to be improved, especially when the competition are now approaching 10,000 mile service intervals. And yeah, and obviously the cruise control, like I've already said, you know, I think that will come in a future model, so in a future proper update. But overall, if you're in the market for this kind of bike, I still recommend the Tiger 900. It's a great bike. Having said that, if you want to look at if you're not bothered about getting a newer model, you'll probably get some good deals on what's left of the older ones. So I was looking at this now, and the older model starts the Aragon edition from 13,695. But that's one thing that needs to be noted as well on the newer models. They've dropped the GT load from the range, so that's a bit of a faux pas. But I guess if they're not selling that many of them, is it really economically viable? So I don't know, but yeah, they're going to lose some sales with that. So I mean, the Tiger, the original GT is still listed on their website as 12,195. Whether there's any left or not is another question. But yeah, you might be able to get some good deals, and bear in mind as well that now that you get some riders coming up to the end of their PCPs and will probably trade up to the newer model. So there might be some good deals to be had on some lightly used older model 900s. So there you go, my little thoughts on the new Tiger 900. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't usually do anything like this, but just thought I'd put my give my 2 pennies worth. Please, if you don't mind, like and subscribe, and see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.